Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizers for inviting us to present this project within the context of the Inland Ministry. And as has been said, we work for SETSE, which is the Security Technological Center that is located in Madrid, and we share our facilities with the National Center for Critical Infrastructures Protection. So we take care of the physical and security and cybersecurity of citizens within the national territory. And we are running over 50 different projects, and what we actually deal with is with providing the police forces with technological solutions. That is, whenever they need tools, what we do is design that service in particular and take care of the rollout and maintenance of this service. We work with a whole bunch of different applications, for instance, in areas like gender violence. We also work with the protection of the Schengen space. That is, when you go to the airport and show your passport, this system is centralized and is managed by us. And today I've come here to tell you about AlertCops. I don't know if somebody has heard about AlertCops. Have you heard about AlertCops? Nobody's heard about this. Just a couple of people have heard about this. It's a very interesting tool, and I'd like to tell you about how many things this can do for you as citizens. And I'm going to show you a video clip that we produced at the beginning of the launch of this service, telling about crime is something at the disposal of anybody. This application allows you to report on this alert and to set up a chat with police corps. And the idea is for this to work as a tool for citizens. We received a mandate by the former minister to work with a new channel that will facilitate the interrelation of citizens with state security forces and corps. So what we used to do was to dial 112 or 091 in order to get in touch with the police. But what sense does this make when we have the possibility of implementing extremely interesting possibility and to talk directly to the police? And so we decided to develop this app, this service. Just to tell you that as a relevant element, we've been pioneers in the European Union. For instance, the idea is for citizens to have an application in their mobile phones in order to get in touch with the Guardia Civil or the police in order to report on criminal activity. Also, it's a very discreet thing. You may be in a bus of public transport and you may be witnessing that somebody's attacking somebody. So you can use this application and just with a couple of clicks just to tell the police what is happening in a very discreet and quick and agile manner. What are the advantages of using a mobile device this? Well, because this is an information that's going to reach the police very quickly. In a stressful situation, it's very difficult to know where you are and to let the police know. With this application, all the data reaches the police directly, without you doing anything. And you can also set up a chat with the police and to tell them what is happening, what's going on. And what we've tried as technology suppliers within the inland minister is not to disrupt the work of the police forces. That is, they keep working with business as usual. Things we don't interrupt what they do or disturb what they do. So what happens when you guys click on one of the icons to explain what's happening? You may be suffering robbery, or you may be being attacked, or be witness of an attack, or you can also report on the disappearance of somebody, or victims of harassment or bullying. So here you can click on one of these icons, and through a geopositioning system, your mobile phone sends an alert to the corresponding police forces or whoever's nearby. You don't need to know who's going to come and help you, but the app does know it. So this reaches the closest station, and this is a map that police forces can see, and they know where you are, what is happening, and who's being attacked or whatever. So with this, you improve the response time that is offered in order to protect citizens. And we've also implemented the possibility for the tool to be used in different languages. So these capabilities we offer are also very interesting for foreigners. As you know, tourism is a very important source of income for our country. So this is very good for tourism as well. And for this tourist sector, this mobile application is just the tip of the iceberg, is the visible part, because behind all this there's a whole bunch of servers and technology in order to make sure that everything runs well. We have a CNS platform in order for you to get a validation of what you've done. So also security management, notifications, everything else. So all these things are in place in order for the service to run in a flawless fashion. So even though most of you don't or haven't heard about AlertCops before, even with taking into account how little known this service is in Spain, I can tell you that indicators so far and feedback so far has been extremely positive. Here we see the number of downloads, alerts, and this service is provided from the different police state security forces. We have 360 operators, and so far we've held over 8,000 chats with citizens. Not 3,000 workers, 3,000. About all these alerts, how do we classify them? Some of them are just tests. That is, when you download your app, what you do is to test it, make sure it works. And to this end, there's a specific icon or a test alert. But behind all this, there's an actual risk situation. We've seen thousands of cases. People who want to set up a chat, and this has to do with information that citizens need, and a whole range of risk situations. Just to tell you that what we have seen in this service is that it's a very powerful tool tool for citizens' protection. Whenever we are in a risk situation, it's very hard to get on the phone and call. But through this application, many people collaborate. They see something something is happening, an attack, burglary, whatever, and this is a way to connect straight to the police quickly. And behind all these indicators, there's success cases. I've brought with me some news that's been published lately, and within the gender violence issue, this has become a very interesting tool. There's also a specific icon that has to do with radical attitudes in society. For instance, as regards foreigners or services for foreigners, this is also a very interesting service. I wasn't aware that there was a very important collectivity in Spain, and I'm referring to deaf and dumb citizens. Thanks to this application, they can report on any situation and get help. We've also tried to deal with young people who suffer some sort of extortion, and this is a way to report it or communicate with the police. Through this app, you can obtain information and get help. We also received several awards, but for us, what really motivates us to improve our service are these cases of success. And in this case, the application has helped us improve the situation of a person.
La versión que está ahora mismo disponible, la que está en los markets, si vais ahora al market veréis que hay una versión disponible.
Well, the available version is a version that's no longer going to evolve. Over the last year, we've been working on a new version that's called AlertCopsv4.0 that includes and improves on some of the characteristics compared with the prior version. So we're going to go from a tool whereby citizens communicate with the police to comprehensive security service, where everybody is part of this network. So what have we included here? Well, for instance, pictures, videos. If you're a witness to a situation, you can send an piece of evidence, a picture or whatever, to the police, and the chat's much more dynamic. We've also improved the registration procedure. We've simplified it, and apart from this, we've included other things that have to do with preventive actions. If you come to a place where there's an imminent risk and you have this application, you're going to receive a message letting you know or warning you about the situation. If you come to a place where there's some sort of alert, this device will tell you with the multimedia content that's associated to this. If you attend sports events and there's a security issue, there'll be a specific icon in order to communicate to the police security device that's in the place. The police will share positions with you in the same way that you can share positions through WhatsApp as soon as you want to file a claim or you don't know where to go or whatever. The police will be able to send the right position or location in order for you to go to the right place. And we've also implemented some self-protection services. What is this? This is the possibility we have in order to share your position with different people or with different security services. These are things that WhatsApp or Google have implemented. The only thing is that service that we offer is not monitorized. This is confidential information, and this is used in order to offer services to you. And some people ask me, are you sure that if I have this tool, police will have access to my pictures, to my things? No problem. It's confidential, absolutely, and the information's in custody and it's not accessible or at the disposal of anybody. So like I said, you can share your location with us, with colleagues, with people. If you go hiking, if you go mountain climbing, whatever, you can share your position. And there's also the relations with tourists and foreigners. The app is in 6 different languages, and we've implemented a translation system in real time. So if you want to if you're in Japan and you can write something in Spanish and this will be translated, I don't know, into Japanese. Or for instance, if you need to tell there's a Japanese tourist in Spain is in need of help, obviously any message he sends or is sent to him or her will be translated. And anybody's got this app, anybody's had this app and no longer has it, well, I'm going to show you all these new capabilities with real-time, real-time demo. So I'm going to simulate a police station, and we're going to be interacting with them as if some things actually happened. Hombre, es que
¿Veis? Se arranca la aplicación.
Okay, you start the application, and what you'll have with the new version is this. This with a way to communicate and relate to the police in a quick and direct, straightforward way. In the upper part and the top, you can call, and if you click on call, the system will call the telephone you should have dialed yourself, or it will also open up a chat, and in this chat you'll be able to communicate or share information, share pictures, videos. If what's happening to you is something like what you can see on the screen, then what you need to do is to click on the right button. And here's geolocation, tells me where I am, and what's happening is the following. This is identifying the Wi-Fi in these facilities, and Google's associated to the event that was held, the magic box, because it's identifying a series of Wi-Fi. So until a few seconds have gone by, and when the GPS starts working properly, until that isn't working, we'll still see. Let's just give it a few seconds. There's something that happened before earlier. We have to wait for the GPS signal. Like I said, something that's essential is your location, the position, because the information will be sent to the right police unit. So actually we should be up here.
¿Ves? La caja mágica nos está ubicando. A ver si no tarda mucho, si no pasamos. Bueno, vamos a dejar un segundo mientras voy a.
Let's see if it locates us. In the meantime, I'll tell you something about
A ver
this
si coge
app.
posición la que le corresponde. ¿Ves? Tenemos aquí en la parte inferior los diferentes servicios que nos ofrece.
Here we have the different services offered by the application.
Aparte de tener información
Here,
relativa a la
apart
ayuda,
from
tenemos el
information
servicio
that has to do with help, we have the
Estamos
alarm service.
indicando al teléfono cada cuánto tiempo va a comprobar si la zona
So
que nos
here
encontramos
we're
es
telling the telephone to inform us on possible risk and how often an alarm should be sent to me. For instance, every 60 minutes, please check if something's happened around me. For instance, let's imagine we need to leave these facilities because there's a risk of fire. So every 60 minutes, this system will be checking. So here I select the how often frequency of alarms. I can obviously have different phone numbers. For instance, if I want this application for my husband, my son, whatever, in one same account, I can have up to telephones and manage them from my device. Obviously, I put in all the information about me as a user, because these personal data will help me and help the police to provide a better service. This is minimal information, so you may complete this.
Me ha cogido posición. Bueno, seguimos igualmente, ¿vale? Esto es efecto demo, como sabéis.
Well, this is a typical demo effect.
Bien, entonces, yo llevo el dispositivo, llevo mi aplicación instalada y estoy siendo víctima de un robo o de un atraco.
Yeah, I'm being I'm the victim of a burglary, of an attack, or whatever. And here, if I can see the situation and I want to give the police more information in order to catch or chase the bad guys, I can add a picture. Another thing I can do is a follow-up. This so if I'm the victim of an attack and I'm moving, the police will be able to see where I am until the alert is closed. I confirm and sends the information with my personal data and everything that's happening to the closest center. So if I'm in Madrid, what I do is to send all this information to the police cops. This is working now. So via chat they would answer me and wonder and ask about what is happening. I can keep on sending information, pictures, videos. Well, this guy's hitting me. So, what the practitioner, the person there do? Well, this person would become interested in whatever's happening to me. So let me show you an example. This is an example yesterday. Here the police would answer saying, "Mr. Police, how can I help you?" And you say, "I'm wherever and I've been robbed." Do you suspect of anybody in particular? Yes. Let me send you a picture. So we take a picture and we attach it. Thank you. This is going to be difficult because they all look suspicious. Of course, they're referring to you. So this is an example of how an alert is made for any different situations, situation like the ones I've told you of earlier.
So I'm trying to reposition the GPS, but it continues to locate me in Madrid. So this is the chat window with all the situations I've experienced as a witness or as a victim, and I can erase all chats. If I am in a compromised situation within my home, and if I am providing compromising information, I can erase this chat whenever I want. What else do we have here? We have the guardian function, which allows me to share my position with somebody else or have somebody else's position shared to me. If I am on a trip or if I'm going to practice some extreme sports, for example, and I want some friend to know where I am so that they can find my body if something happens to me. I'm just joking. But I can use this service for this purpose. I have the guardians here and the proteges here. So I can add here new guardians who are able to see my location. Then somebody else can share their position with me, and they can deactivate that position whenever they want and stop sharing the location when I want. For example, Ivan, here I can tell with the map where he has been going, the positions, the locations where he's been. The green dot that you can see is his latest position, which was at 9:03 on the 1st of December. Here we'll be able to find all the people's locations. So if I go out partying with my friends and I want to know where they are, this comes in very handy. So it seems I've had a response in the chat. So here is the police. How can I help you? Forget it. I'm dead. I've been killed. This is a joke, of course. In our experience, the police service is excellent. It just takes seconds to get a response, as long as the system works fine, which is usually the case. The problem we've had here is a geolocation problem, but in general, the service works perfectly well. If you see at the top on the right, you can see some icons that allow you to use a real-time translator device. I can write in any language whatsoever, and the system is going to translate it. We've spoken about the guardians. And how is this displayed on the cop's screen? Well, the cop is seeing something like this, all the alerts that have been generated, the videos that are attached, and they're able to see the real-time location. Also, in order to provide a better service, they are able to locate where all the police cars are. So they know where they are, and they can send a vehicle over to where you are in order to help you as soon as possible, because the system allows them to locate all the cars immediately. You see a red area. That means that this is a risk area. The police can mark this red alert area in order to focus on a particular area where an event has taken place. So this is the operations dashboard of the police. The Guardian function has also another particular feature that is very interesting. If I go out skiing, if I go to the mountains, I can adhere to mountain rescue service, if I'm going to the Pyrenees and the Civil Guard has a rescue service, I can share my position with them at all times. So if I ski off the slides, etc., and off the resorts, if someone detects that I've disappeared or if a risky situation has taken place, the cops will be able to see where I am, as I was able to share my position, my location. So I can share my location with the people I want, but also with public rescue services in the areas where there is one. I was also mentioning or trying to mention this interesting feature, which is geolocated notifications. That is, if I access a risky area, the moment I step into that area, or if I move within that area, I'm going to receive alert messages. In this case, at the top of the envelope, you can see that in this area there are free hackers and I am entering a dangerous zone, and they attach the picture or a document to give proof of the situation. In a real situation, it could be a location to share or any other relevant information that is considered important in order to take the right decisions. How are these alerts created? Well, they are created from the police platform management area. They outline an area, and I want the people within that area to receive the alert in the language I choose, with a start and end dates. So in that period of time, the people within that geographical zone will receive the alerts or the critical information. As I was saying, these are the main features that we've implemented in this new version. We hope it'll be available by the beginning of next year, mid-January or so. We've thought of launching a campaign in order to communicate about this public service so that you are all aware of it and use it. Since although we have this version with all these new capabilities, we continue working. We are now working on implementing online claims. I don't know if you've ever been in the situation of filing a claim, but it's a very tedious process. You have to go to a precinct, give information, etc. So shortly, from your mobile phones, from your mobile applications, you will be able to report several situations, not all situations, for example, non-violent ones, but in case of thefts or losses, that is something that you will be able to report via your portable phones. And of course, you will also be able to attach pictures. If your purse was stolen, you can attach a picture of your purse and also tell where the purse was stolen. So we're trying to have a very comprehensive platform to bring the state security forces closer to you. We want this service to be widespread, and we are developing several advertising campaigns. We were shooting several contents last week with the Civil Guard, so this is a premiere exclusive for you. You're going to see some parts of the videos that we are going to launch for the campaign. They haven't been edited, but they give you an idea of what kind of situations could actually benefit from this kind of platform.
Audio Jungle.
Ahí debería aparecer la pantalla de la aplicación, ¿vale? pendiente de montar. Esta es la función guardián que os decía. El servicio de rescate de la Guardia Civil.
This is the Civil Guard Rescue Service I was telling you about.
Bueno, aquí intentamos explicar la función guardián.
So this tries to give you an idea of the guardian function, the ability to share your position with somebody in case there is a risky or emergency situation. This is another case of use.
Este es un caso de uso que hemos intentado plasmar la colaboración
And
ciudadana.
we've tried to show here how public cooperation can be very helpful at times. It gives you an idea of how this application may be used.
Ahí se supone que sale un chat, la Guardia Civil.
Here you're supposed to watch the Civil Guard's chat.
Es el servicio sinológico de la Guardia Civil, detectando el explosivo.
This is the explosive detection service of the Civil Guard. The experts in detecting explosive devices.
Y ya por último,
And finally, last but not least, this is the equipment for detection of explosive materials. And this is a final example, for example, where we request the cooperation from the citizens in a case of a missing child.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
ahí la encuentran, ¿no?
So here they find her.
¿Qué os ha parecido? Parece tierno, ¿no?
So very tender, very sweet, isn't it? So next week we will be shooting several spots with the police corps, adding value to their capabilities. So this was what I had to say. If you have questions or suggestions that we might need to include in the applications, we still have time. The dissemination, yes, we will have to work on that. I'm afraid we cannot hear the person from the audience. I am a social worker at a city council, and this is a very important application for the people I work with. So I think the best way to reach citizens is through city councils, as we work directly with people on a daily basis. Thank you for the suggestion. That is actually the way we are going. We are designing a collaboration plan with the city councils, but it is complicated because they are all scattered. But it is a preferential line of action because, as you were saying, you work firsthand with the citizens as they do at police corps and civil guard corps. Nothing else? Then thank you very much for your attention.